Hey traders, checking in on the stock market today. Our futures equilibriums on the 4-hour time frame broke bullish overnight, leading to gap up opens and then some sell-off into the end of the day. Was the sell-off a red flag? I'll let you know my thoughts. Let's look at the charts. So a very different feel for things depending on where you look at them. If you look at SPY, you say, oh, that's an ugly candle. It's a big upper wick. And granted, yes, we are still in a daily downtrend, and anything under 444.89 is just a daily lower high. But again, as I keep saying, when this volatility is picking up, which it obviously has been the last few weeks, the futures chart is where the clarity is. Why? Because if you look at the futures chart, here's our equilibrium that broke bull overnight. But look at this consolidation. Of course we're going to consolidate. We've been going straight up from our last higher low with no 4-hour pullback. The hourly time frame had an RSI in the 80s. That was the highest hourly RSI that we have seen since all-time highs. So the consolidation is not surprising at all. And I was honestly surprised that we did not consolidate sooner. I was surprised that the bulls were able to follow through on the gap up open for a bit more upside. So technically speaking, we're still in an uptrend. And what we're going to be watching for on the 4-hour is what does our retracement size look like? We have, what is it tomorrow? Non-farm payroll, I think, tomorrow pre-market. We can keep dropping notably further and still be potential 4-hour bull flag. And the EMA 12 is going to be aligning with essentially what would be a potential bull flag or not. So we can simply say if we're holding 4-hour EMA 12, it's a potential bull flag. And if we lose it, it is no longer likely to be a bull flag. So this is the most significant bounce that we've seen since our last daily bounce. And what the S&P 5 or what SPY is going to have to do is confirm a daily trend change. So if the low of today breaks tomorrow, we scout a daily higher low. There will be a gap at 435.12 to keep an eye on. We're scouting the daily higher low to be set, and we must confirm the trend change. Big bounce last time with no follow through. Gap down open, big bear volume, and a straight drop to lower lows. This is a potential inverse head and shoulders setup. If we do top out here, bulls must form the higher low and confirm the trend change. At this point in time, we can make a simple statement. If this is the low of our consolidation, it's a potential monthly bull flag. So we need a lot more information if we're going to say this is our low, starting with a daily trend change. So we have to see what the retracement looks like. NASDAQ futures chart, same deal. The equilibrium broke bull. And one other note, we didn't just break bull, we broke every resistance level nearby. And the NASDAQ did as well. So the NASDAQ futures chart here had all these resistances. 1, 2, 3, 4 levels. And we broke all of them on the initial move, which is, again, a good sign. So tons of space for a 4-hour higher low. We're watching the retracement size. And QQQ will need to confirm a daily trend change. Anything under 374.04 is a daily lower high. There's tons of space for a lower high to form. It's about what does the consolidation and continuation attempt look like. Daily trend change or bears stay comfortable on the daily chart. Healthcare sector daily bounce from oversold conditions underway. Anything under 130.12 is just a lower high, but creating some space for a higher low attempt to try and form. This is our most meaningful bounce we've seen in a couple weeks from our weakest major sector, but we need the daily trend change. Lower high every single week for the last 5 weeks. Financial sector, new all-time high. Look at this uptrending resistance line we need to be paying attention to. And this sector has a reputation of breaking that all-time high and lacking follow-through. But, simple statement, if 37.49 support is holding, the bulls have complete control in the daily time frame, and anything above that level is just a higher low. If we were to lose the daily uptrend, it will definitely stand out to us, but certainly a win for the bulls today with new all-time highs. IWM, still range bound. We know our most important levels in this 6-week long range as we continue to tighten up. Anything under 227.68, just a lower high. 216.76 is the support level that matters the most to me, and this is an important pattern for me as far as momentum into the end of 2021. As far as growth names are concerned, NIO getting some attention today. Clear double top at 36.67 and 36.64. Some upgrades today. The volume stands out. But why I'm interested in NIO is for the potential of a monthly higher low, because we're watching this equilibrium with a high, low, lower high, And now the bulls are trying for a higher low, anything above 30.71. Need the daily trend change as step number 1, but this is a solid bounce. So we're watching our hourly uptrend. Tons of space for the hourly higher low. And 36.67, 37.03 resistances. And the bulls hoping for a big enough move to create the space for an eventual daily trend change attempt. And again, a confirmed daily trend change, when you're talking about the monthly time frame, confirmed daily trend change is the first step to a potential monthly higher low. So keeping an eye on the NIO bulls, and I do believe there will be bulls to attempt to buy a daily higher low, maybe even me, with a stop under this low to try for a monthly higher low, which is similar to the AMC trade that I was talking about yesterday, which we'll go over in just a second, as far as using the bigger picture time frame zoomed out and then zooming in to try and make plays based off the most likely scenario on the longer term time frame. SMH, again, ugly daily candle, no doubt about that, but a solid move off of our lows. It's the best bounce we've seen since that bounce at the end of September. And if we lose the hourly uptrend, if we see the low of today break tomorrow, the bulls must confirm a daily trend change to try and hold our weekly double bottom at support, 249.35, 248.78. But again, a lot of proving to be done. Oil. So oil had news today, and honestly, I don't know what it was. I was away from my computer for some of the time. I'll look at it eventually, but that doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is we had a massive daily breakout, and we had first hourly oversold conditions as a back burner trade, and we bounced notably from there. That's what matters to me more than the news. But whatever the news is, certainly helping that. Straight drop, V-shaped bounce. If we fail 79.78, it's just a lower high, and we'll scout an equilibrium with plenty of space for a higher low to form next time we consolidate. But again, first hourly oversold conditions after a big time breakout on the daily. And bulls that bought that dip were rewarded. And we also bounced off the daily EMA 12, and we knew we were just looking for a daily higher low. So a lot of things aligning as far as watching for that oversold bounce. Natural gas, even more pullback here, but we did hold daily support of 528.7. And I would be scouting a daily lower high. Because again, upper wicks on the weekly time frame. A lot of space for a lower high, anything under 6412. And the best case for the bears would be set that lower high and then drop down and break those two daily supports into weekly consolidation. But certainly have to be cautious. It's a wild, volatile beast. So AMC, a little bit of follow through. So daily higher low is set. I sold 25% of my position today because my position sizing was a little bit large for the amount of volatility that AMC generally sees. So this is the low, this is the high, this is our higher low, and the bulls must break 41.78 to confirm the daily trend change and confirm the weekly higher low is set. We're likely going to see a weekly inside bar form after tomorrow closes, and then that inside bar needs to break bull next week for the weekly higher low to be set. So far so good. Hourly consolidation at the end of the day, I actually played that bounce as well. I was watching the S&P 500 with a 5-minute RSI in the teens, and I said, well, I don't want to play. We're down here saying, I don't want to play SPY bounce. I don't feel like tying up all that capital because I would have to use a larger position size for the trade to be worthwhile. So now I'm going to trade AMC. I've been watching it for the past few days. I'm comfortable with its maneuvering. It's more volatile. I need to use less capital. So I entered AMC based on SPY oversold conditions and based on the fact that I know that AMC is looking for an hourly higher low. And again, I got my swing trade position down to 75%, and this is a day trade position. So I entered at 37.60 and just a little target, short term, looking for the 5-minute bounce. And I sold at 37.80. So only a 20-cent gain, so what? And not very notable. It was a third of a day maker. And I played a bit conservative with my position sizing because I had just gotten off a live stream call on Twitter about the cannabis sector and just wasn't fully focused. If I'm not fully focused in the zone and 100% in trader mode, I don't trade the same way. Doesn't mean I won't trade, just means I won't trade in the same way. It's not the same thing. Just like if I'm on my computer, I don't trade on my phone for this reason, but I know some people trade on their phone. It would be very different if I traded on my phone versus if I trade with my 3 monitors in my happy place. So that was a little win, and I wasn't planning on playing SPY, but we kept dropping. And then SPY got real extreme and it broke 439 and I said, fine. And again, as I mentioned recently, what I call my superpower is not caring about missing a trade. And so I didn't care if I missed the SPY bounce. I was going to play with AMC. And then as soon as 439 broke, that psychological level breaking, when in extremes, I said, all right, fine, I'll make an entry. So 439 broke. I entered pretty much right at 439 and then just sold that one for a 5-minute lower high. Ended up getting a bit of follow through, but I just sold it after 60 cents. And again, another third day maker. So I was not planning on trading at all today, but I was sitting here and working on some other things and some opportunities presented themselves in some extreme scenarios, knowing I'm looking for an hourly high or low, 5-minute RSI getting extreme, and just some quick little wins for the heck of it. I hope you're well. Have a good rest of your day. We'll see what those non-farm payroll numbers are, but we're watching the 4-hour consolidation and watching what the retracement looks like on both the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ. That's giving me more information than the SPY daily chart. Do good things. Have a great weekend. And we'll see you soon. Going to put out a couple videos here. We're doing our Trader Talk series that Lori's been doing. And we got one more with the TCG member coming out this weekend, John's Charts, who's been improving significantly and has been trading full time for a bit now as he made that transition. And then I got another one that I'm going to be doing with a member as far as talking about the transition from conservative trading to aggressive and the differences between the two and how he has been leveling up in aggressive mode very similarly to how I did in crypto 2017, 2018. So looking forward to both of those, and they'll be on our YouTube channels and probably post one a weekend. See you soon.